Welcome to Comic Construction. Today we're looking at issues 47 and 48 of Ultimate Spider-Man by Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Bagley, and Art Thibert. I'm rereading the series and enjoying every minute of it, so you should check it out if you haven't, or reread it if it's been a little while. But I read these issues last night, and I could not let this chance to make this video pass me by. So this will be a little bit different than other videos. There will be some spoilers, maybe a little bit of political content. It'll be a little more free-flowing than usual. So bear with me. Let me know if you like this video at the end, please. So it starts out with Spider-Man, who's just cruising around the city looking for some action. And he finds it in the form of the Enforcers with a new player that I don't think we've seen before, who's threatening an underworld thug. Well, Spider-Man beats them, and then we're treated to the fact that the Kingpin is back. This is kind of a big deal because the Kingpin had to flee the country after Spider-Man got video proof of him murdering somebody. It was actually a person who was wearing the Spider-Man mask that he tried to frame Peter for murdering. So this whole story is about frustration and anger. So you've got Kingpin here, clearly frustrated. And this is just amazing work by Mark Bagley throughout. The face acting that he has going on. This is like career-defining stuff here. Of course, he's had a long and storied career, but hey, this is just more proof of that, right? So then Peter goes to work at the Daily Bugle and overhears J. Jonah Jameson agreeing to endorse Bullet, is his name, I think Sam Bullet, who's running for DA strictly on an anti-Spider-Man message, which this gets under Peter's skin like you wouldn't believe. You know, MJ comes over, she's like giving him a list of the people who have figured out his identity, and he's really stressed and really unhappy with the world. Then we get an ad that Sam Bullet is using to promote his candidacy. People are angry at Spider-Man, and all the while, Peter is just getting angrier and angrier. So then he goes into the office and he asks Jameson, like, why are you, busy cozying up to this guy who's just running on anti-Spider-Man when a person that you helped expose for murder is literally walking on the street? And Jameson fires him. Now, Ben Urich overhears this and he's not happy about it. So then on his way out, Jameson, smugly tells Peter, it's not what you said, it's how you said it, which sets Peter off. He's got that good, teenage rage. And again, there's just such great face acting through here. You can just look at Peter's face and see exactly how he's feeling. You see the frustration. You see the indignation, the rage. It's just brilliant, brilliant work. And then he sees a giant billboard that Sam Bullet is running. And then he decides he's going after the Kingpin. Well, the Kingpin has fortified his glass, so he almost falls off. And he's just mocking Peter. Peter's getting angrier and angrier. Then he goes to school the next day. And he's got a social studies teacher. And she opens up the very end of the class for questions. And he says, can we talk about this Wilson Fisk being allowed to walk around like he didn't kill someone? And in the course of the conversation, she says, do I think it's fair? No, our justice system isn't perfect. It has its flaws, but you have to look at the bigger picture. And he's like, and what is that? And she says, what? And he says, the bigger picture. A murderer is out there. What's bigger than that? She's like, well, he does a lot of good for the city, which Peter's like, you can't just conflate, these things. And so again, that amazing face acting, like the rage in her face, the shock in his as she tells him to leave the class. And he storms out. Everybody, all the other classmates are shocked because this is Peter Parker, right? He's the ultimate bookworm. Then we find out he's been suspended. And he's explaining everything to Aunt May. Well, the teacher claimed that he threatened her. And then there's this really heartfelt discussion. And part of what I love about this series is Aunt May is such a badass, right? So she's explaining to him kind of the way of the world. And he's angry, and then he's sad and frustrated. And he doesn't understand why all of these grown-ups are just so compromised and they don't seem to care about what's right and wrong. And then she picks up the phone, calls J. Jonah Jameson, and just basically identifies herself, which I love this, as Peter's aunt and legal guardian, and just tells him how he's shallow-minded and a piece of rat shit. And she wonders, she says, no wonder no one reads your piece of crap paper, you egomaniac. Oh, and nice mustache, Hitler called, he wants his look back. And then she's like slams down the phone and then says, okay, so what do you want for dinner? Like that, this Aunt May is such a badass. And that is like, this is so fitting, especially like in the times we live in. We see so much political corruption. We see so many people willing to just kind of accept how things are without questioning it. And part of the reason this story resonated with me is I always joke with my friends that the 19-year-old version of me, the really angry punk rock version of me, lives in the back of my head. And he's constantly back there and he's always pointing out how stupid people can be and how awful people can be. And damn, he's always, it seems like he's right more often than he's not. And that's really frustrating. And this story just kind of brought that back. You know, it's amazing that this was written in, you know, probably 2004, 2005, something like that. And it is still so appropriate in this time. This is why, this is one of those things that just keeps me coming back to comics. Thanks for checking out this video. If you find this video helpful, like it and share it with a friend. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.